This segment is sponsored by Zilker Park Boat Rentals. They have been keeping Austin paddling for a long time, since 1969. It's Zilker Park Boat Rentals. I'm here with second generation co-owner Laura Massengale this morning to tell us a little bit more about this hidden gem on Barton Creek. Laura, good morning.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you, and a wonderful way to spend our day, right?
Absolutely.
This is what we want people to do. Let's talk a little bit about Zilker Park Boat Rentals, because it was started by your parents.
It was started by my parents in 1969. My dad worked at the Parks and Wildlife magazine, and he was a writer there, and he was driving across Town Lake at the time. It's now known as Lady Bird Lake, and he noticed there were no boats there. So he put together a proposal and took it down to the Austin Parks and Recreation Department, and they said, yes, you can start a canoe rental. And so he started here with 9 canoes, and he worked there. He worked at the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department, and I and my mother were here working the banks, and I was 5 years old. And we worked here until he started earning enough money to quit his job, and then he worked down here as well.
Yeah, it is wild. I mean, it's truly like one of the founding fathers of Austin here.
Yes.
We so associate, Barton Creek, Lady Bird Lake now with canoes, stand-up paddleboards, kayaks, but you guys were the first ones here.
We were the first ones here.
And
That's right.
Still here. And you said you actually don't want to expand. You want to keep it very Austin, very small.
That's right. That's right. We've been here for 55 years, so we remember what Austin used to be. And everything has grown up around us, and which is great. We love, big city, but we want people to remember Austin, and we want people to remember what made Austin Austin. And this is kind of the seat of the environmental movement in Austin, is protecting Barton Creek and Barton Springs Pool.
Yeah, so cool. And in fact, I'd like to touch on who your customers are, because for many, this has become a true tourist destination. You get folks from all over the world.
Absolutely. We get people from India, from China, from Korea, from Mexico, from South America. They come from all over the place, as well as, Houston people and people from San Antonio. It is the one thing that people say they want to do before they go back home.
Yeah, actually, you've got such a cool story about this. People have left their luggage with you.
They have.
Before they get it back on the plane.
On the way to the airport, they say they want to do one last thing before they get on the plane, and they come down and ask us, will you hold our luggage? And of course we will, and we put it back behind the cage, and they go do that one last thing that makes Austin Austin, and I'm so happy that we're able to provide that for them.
It's so cool. And not only that, you don't have to be an expert to come out here and rent a canoe or a kayak, right? Talk to me about who can come out.
Okay, so lots of people come out who have no experience, and that's totally okay.
Phew.
It is so easy. It's so easy. You just hop in and paddle away, and the boat does the thing for you. And people come out with their families, and they get in the canoes. It's great for people who have, adults with their children who don't want to necessarily go on a paddleboard. But we also have people who bring out their child who's about 9 or 10, wants to go on a paddleboard, and paddleboards with them. It's totally easzy to do.
Yeah, third generation, your daughter is doing that now, right?
Absolutely. She comes down, and actually she works here, and a lot of her friends have started working here, so it's kind of a rite of passage of a first job to have. But yeah, she started doing that when she was about 8 or 9 years old, going on the paddleboard by herself.
Well, and I've seen the life jackets. They can go pretty teensy.
Yeah.
So you can accommodate a lot of ages and a lot of sizes out here.
Absolutely. We have infant life jackets. They're super cute. And we have ones for all sizes. Okay. So no worries.
Yeah, good accommodation here.
Absolutely.
All right, let's talk about what you're hoping for customers to experience when they come out here and kind of plug back in with nature.
Austin especially, it's growing so big, and it's so busy. There's so much traffic, and if you come down, you can just have the entire frenetic energy just melt away.
Yeah.
it is really wonderful. I'm hoping that people will come down, connect with nature, see the turtles, the fish. In the fall, we have an amazing migration of birds that come through, and it is really what makes Austin special. And so I'm hoping people will learn to appreciate nature once they come down here.
It sounds like such a tranquil picture that
It
you're
is.
painting for us.
It is. It's wonderful.
Okay, and speaking of tranquil, we've
Yes.
got a couple big weekends coming up in Austin in October. We've got ACL, which obviously absorbs a big portion of what happens at Zilker.
Right.
But you want to remind everybody you're still open at this time.
We are still open. We are the place to come if you are not into having being in a large crowd listening to music. If you normally stay home and stay away from the park, we are here, and it is amazing. Once you descend down into the stairs, down into the creek, there's nobody down here, and it's so beautiful. And then as you paddle on a little bit further down, you can actually hear the music.
And you say that's ACL at a great price.
It's ACL at a great price, exactly, exactly.
Well, one thing I want to ask you about before we let you go, especially as we're touching on ACL, is what do you encourage as far as ways to get here when the parking is going to be absorbed in other ways?
Well, we want it to be very cost affordable, of course, but I think most people, I know ACL has set up a whole bunch of bike racks, and we actually have a bike rack if you want to do a bike rack. Or you can have somebody drop you off, or you can take a rideshare of some sort. Or I think it's super fun if you want to splurge on a pedicab. That is such an experience. I don't know if you've ever done a pedicab, but it is really fun to do a pedicab, come down here, go for a lovely boat ride, and then take one back.
I think that sounds like a really good time too. That's everything that makes Austin Austin.
Absolutely.
And we so appreciate that you guys are still here after 55 years.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time, Laura, this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Y'all, Laura updates Facebook every day with hours and availability, so make sure to follow them there and also learn more information at zilkerboats.com. This segment is sponsored by Zilker Park Boat Rentals.